Ngayon, pag-uusapin natin isang series galing sa Netflix, Trese.
I heard Trese. We're talking about Trese today, right?
I think, yeah. We're talking about this.
Ang bago niyo na talaga. Bingi ba kayo?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm Ranuma.
I'm Iz.
And I'm Leo.
And welcome to the R&I Podcast. What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. Because
Fantastic.
we got a new series review here. It's not your normal anime. It is definitely an anime, though, right?
Not that Japanese kind of anime.
Nope. No. What kind of anime is this?
It's a Filipino kind.
What?
Oh, snap.
The Filipino kind, yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. Extra crispy. All right. Let's bring it up. Let's go.
That's great.
So what? So we're gonna be talking about a series that has a whole bunch of Filipino mythology and living in a supernatural world called Trese. Let's go ahead and dive into it, guys.
Okay. Well, for me, I'll start. The biggest take I get from the show is the Filipino mythology and the supernatural world of the Philippines. I recently figured out that they exist from the past podcast we did with the Factions Battlegrounds crew. Remember? We were talking about the faction based off of Filipino mythology. Being able to actually watch an anime where those characters or some of the characters from the game are actually played in the anime made it that much like more interesting. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, so this is real because this is not the same group of people. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different group of people and their take on the supernatural and the mythology of the Philippines. And I just was like, okay, that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, okay, this is dope. You know, like I see a lot of other mythology, like, like Norse mythology, Greek mythology. And I don't really see a lot of Greek and supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
Or
they're not dark either.
But like Japanese have supernatural, and so does the Korean. They have supernatural. Did you know in Korea their zombies started off where they kind of like have their hands out straight like this, like straight like this, and then they just like kind of hops forward. And in Japan, ghosts don't have feet. So, like those are some cool supernatural things from different countries. So being able to see another country like the Philippines and show the representation of their mythology for us, for those who are not from the Philippines, that was like, wow. That was my first impression of the show.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was really cool. Like, because it's you and I mean, we watch a lot of anime. And it's all pretty much in one language, So to watch Trese and then they're speaking Tagalog, right? I was like, oh snap, okay, this is like this is different. This is a breath of fresh air kind of thing, because it's not just Japanese. They brought love to a different culture, a different language. So I really enjoyed it, and I also really enjoyed the fact that they had all this Filipino mythology, the monsters and the culture and all this. I thought it was so good. I thought it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed every second of it because it is nice to see other cultures, other languages, other countries be represented in this anime field, world. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah. Before we go any further, not only I mean I like this series. It's only 6 episodes, guys. So if you guys watch it on Netflix, and by the way, spoilers up ahead. Yeah, huge spoilers. But if you already know the Filipino, the mythic culture and all the folklore and all that, it won't be a big spoiler for you. But I was doing a lot of research into this a couple days ago, and one of the things that got me into liking this show a lot more, even though it's like super good because it's from the Philippines, of course. But the creators, I might butcher the names, guys, but it's Budget Tan and is it Kaijo Baldissimo or Kayo Baldissimo? I have probably said that wrong, but they created this the series based off of the DC comics, so it's pretty cool. The detective work from Batman, John Constantine, they got that supernatural stuff. The creators were huge fans of the X-Files, and the creators wanted to have a female protagonist because there is already a whole bunch of these male dominant characters, and they felt that Trese, the male Trese, might just be brought into the jumble or of mix of just a whole bunch of protagonist male characters, and so that's where Trese comes out as the female protagonist, and and that's what makes it even more interesting because she's got this dark feel to her too, and it's like, oh dang, that's pretty cool, But I also looked into it. Trese and Batman did coexist in a comic together, and I thought that was pretty cool too. So, yep, it's pretty badass.
So, yeah, like now that because I didn't know anything. I didn't know it was even a comic to begin with. I thought it was just an animated series. So and when I was watching it, I was like, man, this has a very DC feel to it. Like like the drawing, acting. I can't say acting because they're not. It's animated, but it's just you got that feel to it. It's like it feels very very DC, and so I mean.
Yeah, I did give that vibe. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And DC does well with their animated
the darkness.
Stuff.
Yeah, if you watch the Dark Justice League or Justice League Dark, yeah, it had that same vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
for sure. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean it's not as gruesome as HBO Max's Titans. So
wait, you're telling me HBO took Titans?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought it was a CW. Wasn't it a CW originally?
No. The one I was talking about is HBO.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You can find out on DCUniverse.com.
Mm-hmm.
No.
A lot of DC shows and anime or animation and movies are found on HBO Max, and but I feel like this could be one of them. This could be one of them. just kind of boasting it out there a little bit.
It does definitely give that vibe. I mean, for me, what do you call it? The show had a slow start. The first episode was actually, to be honest, very hard for me to get past because it was, if it wasn't for the I want to say the last 5 minutes, like I would have been like, oh, okay, I'm maybe just gonna have to like rewatch this again, this first episode one more time. And I did. I actually ended up watching it like 3 times. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, I kind of get it. But like I was just kind of figuring out like what goes on at night. Because it seems like things go down in the daytime too. You know what I mean? I'm just like, wait, what's going on? And then it actually gave me a Fast and the Furious vibe.
Oh my gosh! Stop! Just stop! Just stop!
Because literally, that is what that was one of the first cases that the Trese was on, or Alexandra was on, and it just shows. It showed me that okay, maybe it's gonna deal with around human crimes. You know what I'm saying? Something like thievery or robbery, thievery, kidnapping, stuff like that. I thought it'd be similar to that, but with that supernatural twist. That was just one part of it, which I was actually very happy about. Also, the fact that the car dude, or the one of the guys racing the car was the son of a god, right? I forgot.
Yeah.
It was a big goat guy.
Tikbalang.
Yeah, dude, that guy was huge. Chilling by the
Yeah.
tree. He's like, young Trese, just so you know, don't test me. Basically, what he was, I was just like, and then, and she's just like, just posted up. She's like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. But anyway, I ain't scared of you, And so it kind of gave me that, like, that Norse mythology, like Thor, Loki kind of vibe, as well as like Hercules and Zeus, where there's a demigod or whatever, which would be like Trese. I believe Trese isn't necessarily a god, but she's kind of like a blade of the supernatural.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes,
the Daywalker. You know what I'm saying? She's of the Philippines, so that was really dope about her character. Well, understanding it anyways. The council was a great concept because you had the other gods and other supernatural beings chilling on one table. And while I'm watching this council go down with her father, I'm like, is he supposed to be stronger than these cats? I was like, these people, I feel like they could take over the country. I was like, how? What? You know what I mean? I was just like, this doesn't make any sense as to how this Trese person is so strong. But this is like the first 2-3 episodes.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to look at like how is the Trese so important to these supernatural people? Because these supernatural crew and the gods and whatnot, they look like they can all clap the Trese. I'm sorry. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing, though. He's like Batman of the Justice League. He probably knows all of their secrets and all their weaknesses already. So he probably has them on a hold already, which is why he's probably the head of the council.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he had to get there from someplace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, well, he did like, he's the one who brought them all together, right? He's the one who organized this council so that there could be peace within all of these different beasts and gods and whatever you want to call them.
Right.
So maybe he might not be the strongest in the group, but yeah, I mean, he is Batman, right? In that case, Batman was just a human who could take out Superman whenever he wanted to because he knew how to.
I guess he could be the Trese could be like the Batman, but I'm like, there was nothing that kind of popped out like, oh no, the intelligence was real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it was more respect. They had a lot of respect for who the Trese is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we'll get to it later, but I mean, you can see the respect they had for him in like episode 5 or 6 or whatever it was when things get
like,
down.
You're not your father. They loved making sure that she knew that. That like, you're not like your father.
I know.
Damn.
Well, and then episode 5 or 6 comes around, and you're like, oh, I understand now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what you
We
mean.
get it.
Yeah.
Man.
But so like, figuring out that these spiritual beings and gods or whatever can actually be clapped by the Trese. Like, okay, I see you.
Let's talk about a couple of them. So one of them, and I think Leo, you probably have this in your culture. Duende.
Oh, that sounds
Remember those
familiar.
little duende? Those little, they look like little humans. They look like little elves. And I'm looking around and make sure I don't see one, but those things are creepy.
Oh, there is a elf creature that when I remember when I was a kid they would talk about them, but I can't remember what they called them. I don't know if they were called duendes or something else.
Oh, really? I thought you guys called them duende too.
It could be. I'm not like I know some like Spanish or like Latin American monsters and like chupacabra and stuff like that. La Llorona, but
that's one of them. The La Llorona is like the white lady. The white lady.
Man.
White lady.
But
White
yeah,
lady.
I know there were like little elves or little mischief creatures, and I just couldn't remember. I can't remember what they were called.
We have Pele, who is
Pele.
the goddess in Hawaii of the volcano. To be honest, I don't know the specifics of her goddessness, but she also there's like a superstition about her. If you see a lady dressed in white with white hair, and she's like looking to be a hitchhike, you're supposed to not pick her up or something like that. And if you see, she has like three forms: one of a lady, one of a like a dog or a wolf, and then the third one, I think, is a young woman. I forget. Old lady in white, young woman in white, and then a dog or a wolf.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was
dang.
Don't pick up
That's deceiving right there.
anybody.
Yeah. So like when you brought up the white lady, I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of Pele.
And I think there. So they got that, and then the white lady is very the white lady is very similar. Where
Lady.
lady.
That lady over there is fine.
My lady. So that one is like, it's kind of like the La Llorona. It's or how they were created. You know, it's all out of. Well, I think the La Llorona is all about her finding her children, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So yeah, hers was like her husband like cheats on her, so she's in distress, and she literally drowns both of her children in a river. And now
there was a movie about that.
Yeah, and now she seeks to grab other children and also drown them in the river. Trust
save
me,
them.
that's yeah.
Right.
Right.
To save them, right?
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the reason, right?
They were dirty. They needed to get a nice little cleaning done.
Right.
Right behind the ears.
Absolutely.
So that's like the Llorona's like story.
But see, that's the thing. Like I feel like she's everywhere. I feel like she's worldwide, and probably Haiti has their own version of like White Lady or something. I don't know, but and it's all because of how violent her husband was, or her partner was, and then the way she died, and she became the White Lady afterwards, and now she's like roaming the streets. You know, it's kind of like what you said. Is the her name? What is it? Pele.
Pele. Yeah.
Same thing. You just don't pick them
Right.
up. You know.
Yeah. Wait. So who was the person that was like the White Lady in Trese? Was she in there? Duende, I think you said.
So Duende is the little elf dude, the small.
Oh,
yeah.
Those guys.
But
there's like three different of them.
You have those in doesn't Hawaii have them too? You
Yeah.
talked about it.
The Menehune.
Yeah.
The
And the Halloween special with all three of us talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you said the White Lady earlier. I was like, oh, that reminds me of Pele. No. Menehunes are the ones they're like dwarf like people. They do mischievous things.
Yeah, and then the popular one in the Philippines is and my aunts and uncles would just joke around. It's mainly my aunts who are like really superstitious. Like, oh, you guys better come home at night or before night. I'm like, why? And then they're like, because of the aswang. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Oh.
The aswang is like this little vampire-like creature that would just come in and grab you, and there you go. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Aswang.
I don't want to
Dude,
be
they say that so much times in the show.
Yeah.
Aswang.
Aswang.
Oh, wow. That reminds me of night marchers in Hawaii. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. So it's the same thing?
Ooh, similar. Not there. Actually, the night marchers is a little different. They're ghosts that travel to and from one place to the other and back. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you are like in their way, you become a part of their or you become part of the march.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. So you just kind of like you
Do they
die,
move really fast?
Yeah.
No, they're just marching to get.
So
food.
I could. Are they loud?
Yeah, you can hear them marching.
Okay, so you should be able to move out of their way before.
Yeah.
Only the crazies will like stand like take me.
What does that
I
sound?
Want to march.
All of a sudden, like their body just kind of falls, but their spirit just chills. Like,
Oh,
That's
man.
crazy.
can you imagine just being like super like just ridiculous inside the march? You're like, I'm in here. Yo, you trying to be in this? Don't get in the way. Hey. But Aswan, dude, that's dope. See, this is what's dope. Oh man, learning about new cultures and their superstitions.
Yeah.
So cool, so cool.
And then the other one, I didn't know about this. I looked into it after watching Trese was Ibu, the Manobo goddess of death, who's like the she's kind of like the
she had that like thing like
she's kind of like the god.
she had like a huge pair of pecs, and I remember. Yeah, I was just like, who is that? And
it's
it was
like
on the
this.
train, right? Was it a train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she called her.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
And all of her demon friends behind her and stuff. I would be like, and Trese is just there. Like it's like second nature. Like, hey, what's up, homie?
What's up?
Anyways,
I got a favor to ask you.
I gotta talk to you later.
Definitely,
but
like I think she had a very Constantine feel to her. Like she was the female version of Constantine, right? They were just both. They live in this. They live in the supernatural world. They know all this stuff. I was like, whatever. This doesn't faze me anymore. Just back up. Your breath stank.
It's like, when's the last time you tried? Oh, centuries ago. Forgot.
Yeah, no. That makes sense.
Yeah, what is it? Ibu, what was his name? Was her name, right? The death god, right?
Yeah, so she's the goddess of death. She reigns over the spirits of the underworld. So she makes sure that the passage in which they if a person dies, she makes sure that she goes to the afterlife. That's like her thing. Like that's her job.
Her
basically.
duty.
Her duty. They want to make sure that the passage to the afterlife is safe. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like she's a good one, but then she comes off as like Hades looking.
She's supposed to be what is that? Like both,
impartial,
right? Neutral. Yeah.
She has a very impartial feel to her. It's like, my job is to take the dead. I don't care who you are. It's just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the balance.
Yeah, she's supposed to keep that balance between the supernatural and the physical life, I guess. So
yeah.
So she's really chill. Like, yeah.
And was she one of your favorite characters, or?
She's one of them, but not my favorite. More on that later. You guys would be like, seriously, that's her favorite character? But yeah, that's her favorite. No,
I definitely. My favorite character is actually two, because they come in a pair. My favorite characters was the Kambal, Crispin and Basilio. Yeah. And okay, first of all, they had the dopest outfit, and they had that mask. That was like the tragedy and comedy mask.
Yeah.
What? And they know gun fu.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay. And they're freaking like, well, they're called war children. They're called war children. Yeah. I was just like, bro, that's so dope. That's so dope. So like, I'm just like, okay, all right. Cabal. The Cabal is definitely dope. They're demigods, right? You said half deity, twin brothers.
Yeah.
Twin brethren.
Yeah. So Kambal means twins.
Yeah.
So Crispin and Basilio. So they're and then as you may know, they're like the twins of the demigod.
Talabusao or something, right? Is that the dad?
The
Yeah.
He's it is Talagbusao.
Yeah, Talagbusao. Yeah, that guy. Dude, that guy was dope too. He looked. He was crazy, like buff. Man. I was like, whoa, what the heck? Who is that? He looked like
all tatted up,
like too. Bolo. He looked like Bolo from all the Van Damme movies. Ugly looking stuff. And so, yeah, the Kambal brothers were dope. I mean, it was funny that they even had like girlfriends that were also supernatural. The what is it, Ami and Hannah. I think Ami was from the Amihan tribe, and Hannah was from the Habagat tribe, and they're all air elementals or whatever.
Yeah.
At first, I thought they were sisters, but looking at their wiki or whatever, I don't think they are. They're from different tribes, but they're all trying to holla at the Kambal. I was just like, all right, this is dope. They got some kind of romance up in here between supernaturals, which was funny. And what Trese goes, did you ladies like your reward? And the Cabal's like, what? Were we objectified?
I know, right?
And I was just like, dang. And yeah, so in the beginning, I liked the two characters, those two guys. I was like, dope. And then you find out later, what was it, episode 3 or 4?
Probably 4.
You find out who they are. And I was just like, wait, they're kids. They're 2 twin boys. And I was just like, dude, the Talak Busao is about to eat those kids. And those are his kids. I was like, yo, this is messed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's trying to absorb their power. I was like, okay, you got some Kronos kind of vibes, like with like Zeus and his kids or brothers and sisters or whatnot. I was just like, okay, this is legit. Okay. And then I was just like, all right, their backstory is dope. But I was just like, but how do they follow the Trese? Or more or less, how do they follow Alexandra? Because they're all the same age, right? Considering?
I think they were younger than her.
Yeah, I think they were a couple of years younger. Not by much, but I think they were a few years younger than her.
Yeah, and so the Kumbal, they're dope. They're forever dope.
Yeah.
I wanna cosplay as them when I lose weight. With my brother.
No. Whoa.
Oh, we can do it together.
Hold on. Hey, me and Leo can be the Kambal, and you can be Talak Busao. You just gotta get tied up, bro.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That would be pretty good.
We're kind of cosplaying them right now. I mean, Leo is wearing black, I'm wearing black, and you got the same colors like Talak Busao, so bam. We just need the masks.
Man, you guys look delicious right now.
Whoa.
Where's your mother?
God.
Yeah. And so it was crazy to find that those boys or the Kumbal were actually murderers in the beginning.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, snap. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're also called the dope children or the war children, and that's awesome. But they're my favorite characters, like hands down, for sure. And they're invulnerable. They get shot. I mean, like, and then just like,
they got that force field.
Cheater, pumpkin eater, love them. They're my favorite.
What about you, Leo?
Dang, I should have gone first because now it just sounds like I'm just copying Iz here. That they were definitely my favorite. I thought they were funny. They were so funny.
Oh, they were funny. Yeah.
They were so funny.
Bossing.
So good. Yeah. They were so good. Although I will say, okay, once I found out who they were, like that they were what was his name again? I'm gonna butcher his name. Yeah.
Talak Busao.
Gusao?
Busao with a B.
Okay, with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I found out that they're Talak Busao's kids, I was like, oh, I hope they're not gonna backstab Alejandra on this thing. Please don't backstab her.
And then the last episode,
right? You're like, oh they kind of did it.
Yeah,
but they did it. They were kind of mind controlled.
Dang. Yeah,
but I definitely enjoyed their character, and I agree. I thought that they found that part where Trese goes and tells them, it's like, did you enjoy your reward? I was like, dang.
Dang. And they're eating like cereal and stuff. They're
yeah, like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? It was good though. I enjoy. They were definitely my favorite characters for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So before I mention my my favorite one, I want to do an honorable mention. The San Telmo.
Yes.
Dude, the fireball from the fireball phone. Dude, that's like a Pokephone. Yeah. Pokephone, go! And then here goes a big old headed flame guy.
It reminds me of Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah.
You look at the guy with the
ticket guy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, this guy's dope. I was gonna bring him up. He was my favorite villain. Yeah, or not villain. Excuse me. Power.
Yeah, like he's a very strong support character. Oh, very strong. I think he's
all those zombies.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, he's like Pokephone, go, and he goes done. All right, next. But mine is the father of your two favorite characters. That's my favorite.
Talak Busao.
Dude, I don't really care if he was the super villain or the main antagonist. He looks dope, dude. Like
he did look
his
dope.
his tribal looking self. I'm like, dude, those tats. I gotta get them. And then, but the only thing I didn't like about him was that he talked a lot. You know,
That's true.
but he had to explain this whole story.
It's the fault of all villains.
Yeah,
Chatterboxes.
yeah.
His story was cool.
Ultimate power is like bored themselves to death with their what am I gonna
dialogue.
do?
I am the beginning and I'm the end.
Now listen to the middle parts.
Like he's literally saying like, I am the guy that watches the world be destroyed, and I am the one that built it up.
Yeah.
I was just like, can't you just maintain it? You can't only do one or the other. All right, Beerus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, jeez.
I did enjoy like when he like came to be, right? He just ripped through the person's body, just tearing through them.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh dang, that's crazy, bro. Oh, I feel bad for that person.
I'm like, when they showed him being defeated by Alexandra's father, I'm like, nah, this fool's gonna come back. Watch.
Right. Right.
He looks pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
He's
like,
the god of war, you know, so I'm pretty sure
Right.
he's gonna come back.
For sure. Like,
Bro, that
there
mayor
was no-
part is kind of nasty though. Where
Oh,
he
he
was
was
like
kinda-
cutting his body
No.
parts and just feeding people his body. Like I was like, huh?
yeah.
Huh?
I was like, this is.
What are you doing, bro?
You want my left rib or my right?
I was just like, good Lord have
You want
mercy.
some sirloin?
Some
And he's
speed while you're
When
at
he
it?
started cutting it up for the other prisoners,
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, oh.
That dude's crazy. I'm like, okay, you want my left thumb while you're at it? You know?
Dude, yeah,
Crazy.
no.
That dude's crazy, dude.
And even those, what was the electric god called? Or what was his name?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. He comes. It's like
two of
it was
them.
like thunder
The
and
son of the
lightning.
father. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And
I
I'm like,
forgot their
who can
names.
fight? I was like, why is the lightning guy become a bad dude? I was like, that guy's strong. And then all of a sudden, those golems from the earth clapped them easy. The sun, anyways. And I'm just like, oh, that's right, because they're part of the earth, so they're
No, you're
grounding the
Pokemon.
electricity. So
Yeah.
right. That's what my brother said.
Electricity has no effect on ground.
Yeah, on ground type Pokemon.
Exactly.
And so I was just like, oh, okay, I guess they're not as strong. I guess can Thor go up against Korg then?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The god of lightning, Korg it literally a rock. You know.
That's funny. Yeah, man, it was good. It was okay. I mean, so are we gonna talk about her dad?
Yeah,
Like,
we can talk about her
Batman?
dad.
Let's get-
Alexander's dad?
yeah,
Yeah, we can talk
Was it
about her
Al-
dad. Sure.
His name is Anton, right? Anton.
Anton.
No, his Anton Trese.
Anton Trese. My bad. Anton
Bro.
Trese.
Bro, I mean, first of all, we were talking about how he had why he had all this respect from all these monsters,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then he goes and like pretty much kills the other side because they didn't really agree with him.
Oh man.
I was like, really, bro?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the good guy in this. What are you doing? And then the worst part of it all, the freaking blade is her sister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude.
You see the going?
Yeah.
He killed her sister
Oh,
and
man.
made her into a sword.
Like a dagger. Squiggly too.
Oh, and what does he say? What does he tell Alexandra that this blade will always try to protect you or something? So it was something
Yeah,
like,
will
like
always
no
protect
wonder why. That was rough.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it was kind of disappointing. Like you realize, I mean, it wasn't that he was a bad person, but he was like he felt like he had no other options than the wrong choices he was making.
yeah.
Yeah, because of the prophecy. The prophecy
Right.
should the sister grow up with Alexandra,
Right.
she would destroy the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
And I'm like,
because it's the
interesting.
sixth child
Yeah.
of the the sixth child of the sixth
No,
parent,
I
or
think it
something
was
like
the
that.
seventh. It was the
Oh,
seventh child of the
seventh?
seventh child, right?
No, Alexander's the
Ooh.
seventh, I believe. The sixth
Oh,
child
There
was
was
the
the
sister.
sixth, the one that died.
oh, right.
Yeah.
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 So the sixth child of the sixth child. Man.
Okay, so by the way, I have a friend who we play D&D with a lot,
Hmm.
right? Or we did, um, and he had a campaign in where this was years ago. So I don't know if he ever read the Trese comics or if that's like part of like Filipino culture because he's Filipino himself, right? And he had a campaign where he's like the seventh child of the seventh child, and when he starts, I'm like, what? And so I'm like watching this anime as it's saying that. I'm like, whoa, what a weird coincidence. And I'm like, now that I'm thinking, I'm like, well, he's Filipino, and I wonder if that's just part of like Filipino like lore or something.
Hmm.
So I was just crazy. It blew my mind when in the show they're like the seventh child of the 7th child, and I'm like, whoa! I had a D&D campaign that did the same thing. That was so cool.
That's tight. Oh wow. I like when people add their culture into their characters for D&D.
Right.
I mean, that's really cool and very original to them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Right? Oh yeah,
and to the team or I guess the party.
yeah.
So cool. So cool.
It's uniqueness,
is.
uniqueness points.
Do you guys have any issues with the show? Like, like some things that you just kind of couldn't sit on.
Well, okay, so being Filipino and having to watch this twice with and that's the other time without the subtitles, which, by the way, without the subtitles, it makes sense. I had the subtitles on because the kids are watching, and so
Right.
they're Angel's over here like that means that because it's very similar to Spanish words too,
Right.
but I don't know if it's because of the language barrier or issues when they translate it over, but some of the subtitles did not make sense or didn't line up at all when they're speaking Tagalog, and I was like, what? I had to pause and I had to explain it to Angel, like, hold up, stop. So this is what's going on. Like, it didn't really make sense. It was like 50-50. Like, they couldn't get, like, more than half of it right.
That's super weird.
That's,
That is weird. That is weird.
but then again, there weren't really a lot of Filipino Netflix shows, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like
You had one job.
right? It's not like Tagalog is like a hard language to access. There's Filipinos everywhere. There's people who speak Tagalog, like, and I'm sure there were plenty of translators. You could say, so how could we subtitle this to be properly written to match what is being said?
But see, that's the thing. It's like it's almost like in Spanish, like how you were saying, like off air, like how it's different structures,
right?
Sentence stuff like that. And so it's the same thing for our language. It's different structures, but then we add like almost like an ad lib in a song or whatever. Like you add other things in there to make it more expressional and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of expressions in there that didn't even make sense. I'm like, hold up. I had to explain to Angel. I was like, yeah. And so he kind of got it, but then again, he's not really around it a lot. So, but that was my little pet peeve when I was watching it. I have yet to watch it in English too. So,
wait, you watched the whole thing in Tagalog?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I can see that. No, I mean, I watched it in English, and then the very small parts in Tagalog were in Tagalog. No, that's a whole different story. Yeah, I can see that. No, I didn't watch the whole thing in Tagalog.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing in Tagalog.
I'm a dubber.
Had the English.
When I had the opportunity.
Yeah, I watched it in English too.
Oh, thank
Because I was
goodness.
like, I watched it in English. I was just like, I mean, if I watched it in Tagalog, I'm pretty sure like I'd understand bits and pieces because my dad's coworkers spoke Tagalog and Ilocano, so like I would like recognize certain words. I would never know which words was what though. But I'm like, oh, I know what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then I can hear it, but
Yeah, no, definitely. If I watched it in Tagalog, I mean, I wouldn't have wouldn't have figured any problem just because I don't know the language, right? I don't, so I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. But I definitely like get what your point, because whenever I watch anything, like whenever they translate something in Spanish into English, right, and you have the subtitles, I'll look at something and say, I mean, that's not how I would have said it, or that's not the way I learned how you would say something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I guess it just depends on the person and how proper
Right.
how proper you're supposed to write it, right? So,
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like you said earlier, like there's a lot of translators available, so we get different meanings, and so, but in the end, they're essentially saying the same thing.
right.
So it's kind of like, okay, which one makes more sense? So they're going to grab that one that makes more sense to whatever they're talking about, of course.
Right.
So that was my only thing. But then again, it sounds like it happens in every language. So
Yeah,
Right.
I would
But-
imagine.
so
I'm sure if I knew fluent Japanese and I was reading those subtitles, and,
you'd be like,
and
that's
I'd
not
be
what
like,
that meant.
That's not what that's saying.
Listen, chocolate is not chocolate, okay? Come on.
For me, the Trese or Alexandra was actually really hard for me to get to like as a character. She was super guarded and almost a loner the way that she rolled, even though she was always with the twins. You know what I'm saying? She always did things as if she was the only one there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then every now and then, like, she has the twins, but I don't think she 100% believes in them or trusts them.
Mhm.
Even though that they trust her like with their lives.
Right.
But it was weird how she had to basically tame them in a sense. But like, yeah, it was just really hard for me to kind of like her as a character. But she obviously is there for the people, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's that. And her relationship with her mother kind of helped shape the human side of her, because by the way, her mother was voiced by Nicole Scherzinger
Yeah.
from the Pussycat Dolls, from Masked Singer, I believe, when America's Got Talent. She all up there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh snap! I was
Dang.
like, all right.
Jumped
I think she
into
is.
this.
I think she is Filipino too. Like, she's Hawaiian, Filipino, and I think
Like Irish or something like that?
Irish. Yeah, I think so.
Something.
Scherzinger's not an island last name. If you just
Definitely
so
not a
speak.
Filipino name either.
Yeah. And so there also I did like, there's a lot of plot holes in there, because I mean, granted, there was only six
Right.
six
Episodes.
episodes.
Mhm.
Like, a big plot hole was the dad, the son and the dad, lightning people, the lightning gods or whatever. Like, all of a sudden, like, they were involved in something, but the dad was like, no, you don't have jurisdiction just because you're the Trese. This, like, I'm like, wait, why all of a sudden, like, there's this huge transfer of power disagreement? You know what I mean? As well as with the what is that guy? The big goat dude,
Oh, the Tikbalang.
or horse? Yeah, him. He was just like, like, he was basically warning her, like, I know you're the Trese, but watch your tongue, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, what's going on? I was like, why do they hate this little girl so much? And I was just like,
Yeah.
and I was like, why is she so brave around these gods? I'm just like, she's gonna get beaten up. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And so that was a huge plot hole for me. Another one was the discrimination with between police and the criminals or whatever. Even their everyday criminals, you know what I mean? Like the drunkards that are found out on the street, you know what I mean? They treat them like garbage and throw them in the slammer and all that other stuff. And then this is around the time where all of a sudden the police precinct gets run over by like zombies, and these zombies was the hatred of the people towards law enforcement. And I'm just like, and then those guys, those I guess those dumb cops, or the I guess the corrupted cops, they weren't even like worried about it. Like, they're just like, they're still criminals, I'm like, bro, you don't see those things walking. By the way, that happened in the daytime.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought this was a thing about what happens in night. You know what I mean? Like literally,
It
like
happens all the time.
Stays
that
at
was the
night.
preface of the whole show. The night is different here in Manila. I was just like, okay, all right. I was like, but that was like plain as day. Like that is the sun right there, and he's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Walking
yo,
Dead.
I was just like, what? Did the police like treat the like regular criminals like garbage? Like, no, cannot. And the cops like, no, this is normal. And then boom, cut scene. I'm gonna just cut off my stomach and then feed it to the prison. I'm just saying, yo, what is going on in Manila, bro? In the daytime, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that's also when the Talag Busal came out. Was in the daytime.
During the daytime.
What
He
the
didn't
frick?
care.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He's the beginning and the end.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all he is. He's nothing more. And that. But that was my grip. That was mine.
You know, I just to play. I don't know, to play devil's advocate, I guess. I will say for the first loophole or the first not loophole, but whatever you
Plot
call
holes.
Plot hole.
Plot hole, right? So we have to remember that Alexandra, she went into the tree and didn't come out for how many years later? 10 years or something like that?
It was like 10
Yeah.
to 15 years, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was gone for a
Yeah.
long time. So there was no Trese to keep the peace, right?
Mhm.
So all these monsters or all these creatures are back to being their normal way, for one. Second, the dad made the people who the creatures that were on his side fight against those other guys, right? And that might have caused some bad blood, like they were felt maybe used by him.
Yes.
For doing, you know. So granted, there is a plot hole, right? But maybe it's if they decide to make like a second season or something, maybe they can start clarifying on that. But that's like how I see it. Like there's 15-year gap where we don't know what in the world has just happened, right? Because she's not there. So we
Right.
don't know what these creatures might have gone back to controlling their own territories and whatever.
Mhm.
And now
Mhm.
here she comes, like here comes the Trese again, and they're gonna tell us what to do. No, homie, we've been living our lives without you. We don't need you to come back, right? But she still has the same mentality of what she had 10, 15 years ago, right? Where her dad was in charge and they had this agreement and all this. So she's trying to bring that back, trying to keep that alive, right? So I can see where all of that, where that plot hole may be filled, right?
Mhm.
So I it would be interesting if that was the case. Like I think that would be dope if they do come up with a second season and they start clarifying that gap where she's wherever the heck she's being tested
At the end,
right?
or in the tree.
Yeah, when she's in the tree being
Yeah.
tested, that would be
So-
sick. I mean, that would be pretty cool stuff to like. Oh, okay, I understand what happened now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. It's because of the they were just being misled, basically. They were, and I'm pretty sure the council was there to decide if they want Trese to actually do that while Alexandra is going through the big old tree. But like in the end, when they explained it all, or when the God of War started explaining everything, and then she was just like, "What? I'm holding my sister too,"
Yeah,
So it's kind of
that
like,
part though.
Like the shaking.
yeah, it was like when Dalagusa was talking to her, and she was just like, she had this mind blown kind of episode to her,
Right.
so,
Yeah.
so she had a lot of things to take in, and it didn't help when all of a sudden the twins kind of turned on her,
It
so
wasn't their fault.
Oh yeah, I'll just say, oh, I was like, what are they gonna do that now that the Kambal is like coming after her? Crispin, Theo, don't do it. I was just like, how's she gonna win now?
Yeah, but
How's
she
she gonna
she
win?
finds her ways. She finds her ways, just like Batman. She's pretty cool.
She's definitely like, she actually reminded me more of Constantine than Batman.
I think
Constantine
Batman.
was pretty legit.
Yeah, she does her detective work like Batman, but more her. She's more like Constantine, like you said.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the whole spiritual people and all that.
and not giving two flying farts about nothing.
No, she's like,
She
nuh-uh.
don't care.
No
Like,
fear.
No fear.
I'll
at
cut
all.
you. I'll cut you right now. Get in line.
Yeah, so after talking about it, what would you guys give this show as a grade?
Well, to be fair, I give the show a C.
Oh, that is a fair
However, however, that last episode had me wanting more.
Yeah.
I can see that the second season, and if they ever do a third season, those seasons would be amazing because now their fan or the people that or their demographic would know what, or they would know what their demographic wants. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I definitely want to see more of the Kumbal twins past, and I also want to know because I believe that the two girls, Amy and Hannah, I think they're going to also be part of the twins' lives or the War children's lives, as like either whether they're romantic partners or they're allies in the supernatural fighting game. I would love to see more of them. I would love to see their backstories, and because they're both from different tribes, so I would love to see that. So even though I give the show a low grade, that's only because it was 6 episodes. It was really tough to get into in the beginning. And the storytelling was the best part of it, and I love that part, and I loved learning new things about a different country and all that good stuff. So that's me.
Yeah, definitely. I give it a B. I give it a B. I thought it was very good, very well made. Learning the whole about a whole new culture and learning about the mythology behind the Filipino mythology. I thought that was pretty dope. The lure. I thought it was really good. The 6th episode just not enough to do to give it the justice it deserves. I think
right.
It was short. It felt, I guess in some way it could feel rushed because you're trying to get to the ending where they're fighting the god of war, right? So, but I give it a B. I enjoyed it. I really like it, and I'm hoping they're gonna make a second season, and I look forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what you guys say. I'm giving it a B plus. I'm giving it that plus only because it's a Filipino anime. It came from a B because of the 6 episodes and the short amount of not enough, like you said. I feel like they kind of did rush into it. Feel like they can make it. How long were the episodes? Like 45 minutes?
No, they're 29 minutes.
They're 29.
Yeah, I think they were regular 30-minute shows. Kind of.
Yeah. And that's even shorter.
Yeah, they gotta follow that. They gotta follow that Japanese, way of doing it. 12 episodes or 24.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Unless they do it, they're doing it like Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, or Walking Dead. Walking Dead there was only 6 episodes in the first season.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like 17 in the next one.
Right. I was like, what the heck?
But yeah,
like 22.
Not right. It's like just move on to the next season. It's okay. But yeah, it was pretty short. I'm pretty sure there's more, because the characters that they've shown, like what's her name, the goddess of death, Ibu. I think there's more things that she can do. And I feel like she's pretty powerful, and they're only getting just a gist of it from her. Same thing with the Tikbalang. They're pretty popular folklore from the Philippines. I'm pretty sure they also have a backstory behind them too. So I feel like they need at least 2 more seasons afterwards. And that's what's keeping it from getting an A, honestly. It's the fact that there's only 6 episodes. So
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd probably like the Trese longer or more if it was longer.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, yeah, that's hopefully they come up with new ones. But
yeah,
we'll for sure talk about the new
will.
ones.
it's good. I mean, it's good. It has just the right amount of gore. It has zombies, and it has a telephone that can freaking unleash a fiery head from Crash Bandicoot.
Pokephone, go.
Pokephone, Digivolve 2. Oh wait, wrong one. But yeah.
All right. So yep, that wraps up this episode. Huge thank you to Wet Wong Media. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Like, comment down below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the links are down below. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next time.